Is that your birthday juice?
That's how we're going to start this.
Okay, shake it up with a little anger, but also a little delight. Because I know you love the sound.
I do.
But the shaking is from anger.
Yeah, I'm shaking, physically shaking.
Yes. But you also love the ASMR of the ice hitting
do.
the inside of a plastic cup.
I am a multifaceted lady.
There's no doubt about that. That's an understatement.
As I saw my birthday posts coming in from friends and just seeing like, wow, I'm out of my mind. Huh?
I love that that's what you said. You're like, I'm unhinged, but it's told me that I'm living a life well lived. Like,
it made me realize like I have found people
who embrace the weird.
Who embrace it and are willing to stick around and be like, sure, Kristin, we'll wear these outfits. We'll dress up in this and come out and do this with you.
We'll humor you. I love to humor you. I delight in it. But happy birthday to Kristin, to the best.
Let's get ready to rumble.
And 40.
She's 40 years old, and she is truly the best sidekick one could ever have.
I am. And we are now officially the combined age of 41.
That's right. Now we can say that. Combined age of average age of 41.
Yeah, average age of 41. These two ladies.
We're doing it.
We're doing it. And it feels good to be 40. I feel like, as I had said, the day was coming and I was feeling like, oh my gosh.
But then looking back on all those posts, you had to, so that fear of, have I done enough? Is my life, good? Does my legacy reflect it and everything?
Yeah.
And then I'm sure you looked back at those posts, the love bombing of birthday posts for you, and
I
said,
okay, I've done a lot.
I told you had.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that it took looking back on all those pictures and comments that people said to remind you of that.
People were very kind. And
it's
podcasts,
easy to be
y'all
kind.
were so sweet, sending DMs, sending in the AI, such nice messages.
The ChatGPT letters.
I mean, so nice.
You're Morgan Amanda's pool girl.
Oh my gosh. Morgan Amanda's. I die.
Do you love that? That's the outfit and picture I used.
Yes.
I wanted the most extra outfit so that if it was just something mundane, like, oh, it's just Kristin and me sitting having tea, you're still head to toe Barbie cowgirl.
Nashville cowgirl Barbie.
Yeah.
Which is Beyonce's new vibe.
It sure is.
Beyonce's coming in hard with the country.
Yeah.
And I am paying attention. And I am excited about that because y'all know she released the song and I was a little annoyed by it simply because y'all overused it, okay?
You did.
Everybody overused it.
Yeah.
Let's just say the truth.
Just making your kid a peanut butter and jelly and you had to put that song underneath it.
And then this. Okay, stop.
Smearing the peanut butter, putting the jelly, crimping the edges, and lay your cars down, put it in the lunchbox. What are we doing?
They're like, it's going to go viral. I know it.
No one is sharing your peanut butter and jelly making, no matter what trending audio you put under it. I don't know what you're doing.
I wonder if these artists are really annoyed by it. If I were Beyonce, I would have been so annoyed that this happened to me.
Because it's an overplaying of it. People are inundated with it. And eventually it just becomes white noise and it's not even special.
But to realize now that the full album that she's released is just leaning into the country all the way.
Cowboy Carter.
I'm happy about that, and I need to download it, and I need to listen to it all the way through. And just like I did with Casey Musgraves to figure out that she's talking about this podcast, and maybe Beyonce is too.
Obviously, they're both podcasts, and they're just trying to keep that on the down low. Yeah.
But you guys, can we talk about the O.J. Simpson? Like, what is happening? Because the truth is, and y'all know it. Y'all know. If you're a longtime listener, you know the things we talk about, the P. Diddy, the O.J. Simpson.
They're just being revealed one after another. And someone else said, was it you who shared? I think it was on our page maybe that said JoJo Siwa. The JoJo Siwa thing. So hold on. Let's touch on JoJo Siwa.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
This idea this idea. So y'all know she was from the Dance Mom show.
Yes, that's right.
And she wore the side pony, the bows, the glitter, the rainbow, and that was like her whole shtick.
Yes.
And then she broke out of Dance Moms, but still was JoJo Siwa, an independent artist or like, solo or whatever. And she made her whole brand on like unicorns and rainbows and butterflies and circles and hair bows. And then
the tightest ponytail you've ever seen.
I don't know how she has any hair left.
She
I truly
was
don't.
doing the slick back trend
way
before any of you hosts.
Yeah.
So just know that JoJo Siwa started that.
She walks so you can run.
Yeah. Amanda Batula, know where it came from. Okay? Honor mother because she's the one. She's the one doing the slick.
Yes. JoJo Siwa is mother at like the ripe age of 19 and a half. And so then she decided, and I understand that this happens to child stars, that you come up and you become famous for being a child star, but then you eventually do change into an adult in your real life.
Yeah.
So you want to do that also in your professional life.
Of course.
I understand that. But JoJo she thinks, but here's the funniest part about JoJo. She thinks she's making a 180.
Yeah.
But like, so you just dyed your hair black, but it's still in a slick back ponytail with jewels and a bow. Like,
oh no,
JoJo, you haven't actually. She's like, there was an interview that she gave to a guy, and the guy was stifling his laughter, but she was like, every generation has the person who is going to radically change everything, and like, I'm that person of this generation, but somebody has to do it.
No,
and he's looking at
she
her
did
like.
not.
He's holding it back. I'm like, JoJo, no, honey. You have not actually changed as much as you think you have. You are still this like little girl who's just desperate for people to like you. I mean, that probably never changes.
So she's still doing the sparkles and the bows.
Oh, there was like a sparkle. There was a whole thing of sparkle. In this interview, I'm looking at her like, you still have a slick back ponytail. You still have sparkles in your hair. You're dressed like Gene Simmons from Kiss, but it's still JoJo. Like,
it's still JoJo.
You are not total. I think that like Demi Lovato tried to do this.
Yes, Demi did do it.
I think all these girls, right? You are on the either the Mickey Mouse or you're on the Barney, like Selena.
Yes.
And then you want to get out of that so desperately, and so you think I have to radically change. And like I always say, you don't have to swing the pendulum all the way.
Matt says it all the time. We're overcorrecting.
Yeah.
If you're driving like this, just go a little bit.
No. You don't have to. People understand you're growing up. We see you getting taller.
Yeah.
And like developing. You don't have to lead us there. You know I hate this about movies.
Yes.
You don't have to lead us there. We're smart enough.
Yeah.
We can figure this out as the fans, as the watchers, as the viewers. We can figure it out. You don't have to treat us like idiots.
Yes.
And like, I have to transform my entire self so that you understand I got taller.
Yeah, I'm grown up now. I'm mature.
It's so stupid.
My father would say mature.
Mature.
Instead of mature.
I just want someone in their team. I want someone in these people's team.
I don't know.
To say.
They maybe can't be reasoned.
I don't think that they can.
I don't think that they can.
I don't. And it's annoying. Anyway, JoJo puts out a song called Karma. 5 days ago puts out a song called Karma. And then what happens 5 days later? Flip those letters around. OJ.
OJ.
OJ after JoJo puts out Karma. Whoa.
Y'all.
Whoa.
Something's going on. But when I saw that post, I said, that is so
It's so funny.
That is so something we would say on our podcast is like, maybe.
And had we not been on spring break and we had recorded last week, I would have bet your butt we would have talked about JoJo Siwa because I had just seen that interview and I did want to discuss it. I just wanted to discuss the idea that people think they are so unique and so different and changing so much.
But it's literally just JoJo like in sepia tone. Like, what are we doing?
In black and white.
Yeah.
It's
not radical.
It's when all the hipsters thought that like they don't look like anyone else, but they still look like the other 20 million hipsters in America with like the beanie and everything.
Yes.
Like Very few people are truly like one of a kind.
One of a
unique.
kind.
Like, I know everybody wants to be like, no, I'm one of a kind. Okay, yeah, of course we are one of a kind. But I'm saying, as far as looks are concerned,
Yeah.
how you dress,
Yeah.
being innovative with whatever.
Yeah.
Like, very few people are that unique and one of a kind. To say in an interview, I'm one of my generation. I'm the one of my whole generation
JoJo Siwa
to do this, to dye my hair.
spearheading
Yes.
her generation forth
It kills me.
into maturity. Now, some celebs I feel like have metamorphosized in a proper way. I would say like a Taylor Swift has figured out how to go from like teen country star and to mature as her albums come out. We're seeing her grow up.
Yeah.
She's done a good job at that.
She went from pink lipstick to red.
To red.
She went from curly long hair, because that was very country, to the cute bob.
The bob.
With that nice bang. And she likes a little bit of a messy bang.
And that's called Old Money Blonde. Do you know that?
Of course I don't.
So now, ladies,
Old money or blonde? No.
Old Money Blonde. If you are one of these ladies, me included, where you have that mousy dishwater blonde, now they're saying that's cool, and it's called Old Money Blonde.
Are you going to go back to that?
Absolutely
not. No.
If
You're
anything,
a redhead.
I'm going in harder.
Okay.
On the red.
On the red.
And there's a lot of hoes out here, I do have to say, in these streets going red, and it's pissing me off. A lot of girls are going red. The reels are
So you're not a true redhead, but you can be a red.
But I've been doing this since I was 15.
I know. Hey, listen, a lot of people are getting fashion color, and I've been rocking purple for 7 years now.
Yeah, it's what it is all these girls are discovering like, oh my gosh, I look so good as a redhead. And all these salons are doing it now, and it's happening more and more. And while I am happy for the redhead army.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
It
sounds like you're embracing
I need them to know that I'm the leader.
Okay, that's fine, JoJo.
Of that army. I'm changing our generation.
She's the leader of the redhead generation. You heard it here first, folks. It's on the record.
I'm the first to do it. No one heard of red hair before me.
Meanwhile, all the natural redheads are like, this is the one thing that makes us unique.
I know.
This is it. There's not a lot of us.
I do feel bad for them. I saw a beautiful girl down at the beach walking on the boardwalk one day with truly my color red hair, but you could tell it was natural. This is her red.
Good for her.
And I did have to look away in shame. I did. I saw her coming from afar, and then I just looked away. Because
don't look at the roots.
Don't look at my roots, man. My old money blonde roots are coming through.
I did see a reel recently of a girl who surprised her husband with the red hair.
Yes, that's one of the ones.
Wow, she looks great.
She did look good red.
Whoa.
But it did make me mad.
So that's the one we're talking about?
She's one of them.
Okay.
She's one. But I think actually she has kickstarted this. It's made girls realize, okay, maybe if I am more fair with the light eyes and I have this coloring, maybe I can do this. And listen, they all look great and they're all young and cute, but I'm mother.
And you're 40 now, so ooh. They're young and cute. Kristin just turned 40. I think this is more about the age than the hair.
Maybe it is. I'm having a crisis.
You need to chill out. You look amazing. There's not a hotter 40-year-old walking the face of the earth than you.
I don't know.
I know it.
These celebs.
I do know.
Yeah.
I know it.
I know.
I'm saying it.
Maybe I know it all.
I think I do. I do.
Name them.
Name them. Name all the hotter people than you.
I'm going to find.
No, you can't.
Well, Mandy Moore. Mandy Moore and I have the exact same birthday.
Down to the year.
And
then I'm a Mandy.
Yeah, you're a Mandy.
So maybe you were meant to meet me.
Yeah, there's something with that. And now watch something happen with Mandy Moore in the news.
Just
wait.
God.
Here we go, because we said it. We mentioned it all. Just wait.
I hope not. I really like Mandy Moore.
I do too.
I loved the album Candy.
Oh
man, what a great song.
And that music video, if that wasn't me
like candy
in my bedroom.
But you know why else we love Mandy Moore? Because she's the voice of Rapunzel. Entangled.
And I just watched A Walk to Remember with Tinsley. Last week, we just watched it.
Never seen it.
It's based on Nicholas Sparks' book.
I know.
Very, very good. Y'all, this has been out for years. No spoilers here. She dies. But, okay, sorry.
You know I was never going to watch it. Also have not seen The Notebook, another Nicholas Sparks movie that everyone I feel like in my generation watched, but I watched. Walk to Remember.
Yes.
Yeah. And I've never seen that either.
I do think you should probably see that one.
It's a no.
You could miss some of the other Nicholas Sparks, but
The Shack. Wasn't he The Shack too?
Oh, did he do The Shack? I have not seen The Shack, but I do want to
I've never
see
seen it either. I'm just naming random Nicholas Sparks books that have been turned into movies. Fun fact, Joshua's Aunt Serena, there is something, a sparkle in my eye.
Oh, there was a sparkle. Is it from the party last night?
I think it is still from the party, or it's still from Disney. We'll get to that. But Joshua's Aunt Serena, she writes books, and they have been turned into movies. I think 3 or 4 of them now on Lifetime.
What?
Mm-hmm. His Aunt Serena, all of her books are made into Hallmark movies. It's very exciting.
My God.
I know.
Y'all have a lot of famous-y people in your families.
We have it's a sheer game of numbers.
It's crazy. Well, that's true.
The more people you have, hopefully the better chance you have. But I do think that we have an abnormal amount of superstars.
Yes. You have Olympic athletes.
Yeah.
You have songwriters, singers.
Yeah.
Now I'm finding out you
incredible artists,
authors having movies made.
Yeah. We are very, very proud.
Yeah, you're multifaceted.
Very proud of our families. And then we have this podcast. You know what? One day, my family members are going to be sitting around going, we have Olympic athletes. We have aunts who turn books into movies. And we have the iHeartRadio Best Podcast of the Year hosts.
Chart-topping radio hosts who have now been asked to work the red carpet.
Thank you.
And host the Oscars.
Yeah.
And just
putting
let
it out
everybody.
there. I mean, if OJ's dying,
anything
based
can
on
happen.
things we said,
Yeah.
and here it is.
He can rest easy knowing that her killer is now dead.
I saw that comment too and loved it. He can rest easy. OJ can rest. Let's say that again. OJ can rest easy knowing that his ex-wife's killer is dead. I loved that. And also rest in peace, Nicole and Ron.
That's right.
That's who this is really about, because yesterday, of course, all the news is hitting OJ's picture plastered everywhere.
Yeah.
But really, shout out and rest in peace to Nicole and Ron, who we all know what happened
We
here.
all know what happened. It's just the truth. And as Clint said on our group text, I wonder if the glove fits now in the afterlife. And I thought,
ooh. It's hard when it's burning.
when it not hell's flames. Not hell's flames. My God.
Oh, no.
Inhale.
I wish I had that on the sound.
Inhale.
Rotten hell.
Okay, that was Brittany. Are we watching the Valley?
We're definitely watching the Valley. But what's so interesting is that they split up as the Valley was premiering.
Yeah.
And Not Skinny, Not Fat interviewed her. Yeah. And Brittany's full on we can see other people. It's not even just that they're separated. She's literally I think they're going to get divorced.
Oh, absolutely. Well, now that I'm watching the show, I'm
This is crazy.
Yeah, you're definitely getting divorced. You guys had sex twice in a year.
That's not good.
That's not going to sustain your marriage.
No, it's not.
No.
That's some tea.
That's not going to happen. It's the way that he, and it's these boys on this show that I can't call them men.
Yeah, they're not
the
men.
husbands. The husbands. Talking about you don't know what the love languages are. You don't even know what they are.
They never had to. You know what?
They don't
ladies,
care.
This is a PSA. Women, we do hold the power.
Mm-hmm.
So if we all collectively say we're not going to settle for F-boys, we're not going to settle for men who are not putting in any effort at all, who are not going to choose to court us, to date us. If every woman decided, this is how it's going to be, then these men would have to put in the work.
Correct. It is shocking. I mean, watching that other girl be like, this is the longest booty call of my life.
Oh no.
Oh,
no one wants to live that way.
And they're not having sex either. So it's not even a booty call in that way. She's like, I literally like wrote him for a booty call.
Yeah.
And then we just stuck together.
Yeah, she's like, I'm not attracted to him.
Yeah, I'm not attracted to him. I haven't been for 4 years. Like, what is going on?
Not good.
all of these relationships seems to be, except for the girl who just had the twins.
Yes, they are very cute
her
together.
husband seems, he's the one who was like, well, what's your wife's love language? You need to do the love language that she actually desires. They're like, we've never even heard of that. What's love? What are languages? Can I go get a corn dog? We're at the fair. These dum-dums.
But yeah,
They're
he
dummies.
that one you can tell because when they show the scenes of him at home with her, he's helping with the twins.
Yeah.
He's giving them bottles. He gave her a night away. Like,
Yeah.
he is leaning into the daddy role.
Yeah.
And it's very, very sweet.
Yeah.
So I do like him, but
Kristin is messy as all get out.
she's
That
messy,
girl-
but she makes good TV.
That girl, she can't help herself. She really can't.
But she knows what it takes to stay on TV.
I know. Sorry, y'all. We should save this for Bravo Rush.
Yeah, it's okay.
Well, just ignore the last 5 minutes.
But listen, I am
stand
giving
it,
the
but-
advice to all the young
Yes.
ladies listening to this podcast.
Yes,
'cause
that's
I know
it.
there's so many of you listening.
So many.
Don't settle. Don't say I'm going to be okay with a guy I'm dating doing the bare minimum. Ladies, we should be chaste. And I think nature shows us this. We
Yeah.
see the birds.
Yes.
We see those male birds. They've got their colorful feathers. They make you a little nest.
They're peacocking
They
around.
do a little dance. They shake their butt.
Mhm.
They want to make it pretty. And the female bird sits and she watches and she judges and she decides yay or nay.
Yeah.
And so why are we just settling for whichever random dude comes along doing the least?
Yeah. Just say nay.
Just say nay. And if we all
Just
all
say
do it,
nay.
Just say nay. Oh, speaking of birds, this was on my list.
Oh,
Y'all know I'm into my birds. Okay?
yes.
It's just
Is it hummingbird season?
it is.
Okay.
It is. The hummingbirds are coming out,
Okay.
but I have gotten so old. I am 40. I am 40. There is an app called Merlin Bird.
Of course there is.
Okay.
And what's happening on Merlin Bird?
On Merlin Bird,
Uh-huh.
you open your app and you are recording wherever you are. Maybe you're at the beach. Maybe you're in your backyard.
Oh, so you can record whoever's making the noise?
So you can, if I'm on my back deck, and I've done several.
Okay.
I'm on my back deck.
Look at all
Look at all these recordings.
more than several.
And look at all the birds that were around me. Look at this was on the eclipse day. I thought
Amazing.
maybe during the eclipse a new bird will emerge.
Did they?
No.
Oh. Well, that's a letdown.
But I thought the sun is hiding.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But y'all, look, the tufted titmus,
A tufted titmus.
mourning dove, Carolina wren, northern mockingbird, American robin, American crow, house finch, blue jay,
You have a cacophony of sounds happening in your backyard.
a Carolina chickadee, a red-bellied woodpecker. I am saying, y'all, lean into your age. If
Yes.
you would like to get the Merlin Bird app, I strongly encourage you to
Merlin
do so.
Bird.
Merlin Bird. Hey, Merlin, sponsor us. I don't know how. No, this is free, so I don't know if you really make any money off of it. But I'm just saying you could at least let your elderly parents know about this.
Well, and speaking of apps that people should download,
Yes.
we are so tickled that so many of y'all have downloaded the Hurt app.
I know.
And it's amazing, and you're using it for your chronic pain, for any emergency that you got into over spring break, especially because kids were at home.
Oh, yes.
So then they were getting hurt, of course, and you're trying to take them to the beach, and you're trying to take them to the gym and the play places and everything like that.
Yes.
So several of y'all wrote that the Hurt app has saved you more than once now. So thank you to Ortho Carolina for bringing this app to our area. Make sure that you download it. Again, you can use it any age
Yes.
for any kind of pain. No referrals. They make the appointment for you. It could not be simpler. Download the Hurt app, HURT, and start saving some of your sanity
And your time and your money.
time and your money. And who doesn't need that right now?
I know I do.
I know that's right.
Y'all know we've talked about this economy.
Yeah.
These taxes.
Ooh.
I was giggling.
Shudder.
Matt was dying on our last Thursday when we were calculating how much a Patreon subscriber gives us.
Oh, right.
He was like, not $1.75.
Did he sign up?
No.
Neither did my husband. They're like, we have to listen to so much of you two. There's no way we're doing extra content on top of the usual stuff. No.
No. And Josh already knew the Porta-John story.
He did, yeah, because Bella already ratted me out. But that story, we got comments. By the way, on Patreon, if you are patrons, on Patreon, you can leave hearts, you can leave comments. We do respond back to people over there. So let us know that you're listening. Let us know what you're giggling about. I did upload the 2 pictures from the Porta-John in there as receipts. So receipts are happening over there just like they're happening sometimes on Instagram. But this last week got away from me.
It did. You know,
we were very busy.
It's just been a time. And, you know, I was just having breakfast with a friend and I plopped down and said, I'm getting burnt out.
Yes.
And now, listen, I know it's my birthday week, so I do feel like there's been more going on. But it's like the older I get, I just have less bandwidth to do.
You've been 40 for 2 days.
Yeah.
You're like, the older I get.
These 2 days have been really hard.
I'm in my 40s now, and I'm just exhausted. Yeah, that's Kristin the last 2 days. It's been 82 years.
I am the old woman of the Titanic.
Yes.
You know I'm about to face swap my face onto that old lady. Be ready for that.
Do it.
But I've talked to you, Guy, about all the sports and all the things we're signed up for. And spring, as we know as parents, spring just starts to get crazy.
It does.
From spring break on.
Yep.
It's like band concert. This thing,
the performance, the showcase, the talent show, the spirit week, the end of the year gifts for teachers, report cards are coming out. You need to make sure that you have all the summer camp stuff that you have lined up for your kids.
Yes.
Who's watching them? Are you going on a trip? Have you booked any of that? Because it's already mid-April now. And it feels, taxes are due. Don't forget about those. Did you file your extension if they haven't? Like, this is the next 8 weeks are bonkers for every parent in the universe.
And as a kid, I was completely clueless.
Of
Never
course.
Thought about any of this happening.
Never thought to think.
Never thought to think that my parents were juggling a lot. So, Mom and Dad, if you're listening, I now see it. We are in the thick of it.
Shout out to Pam, Dawn, Mary, and Jack, and all of our parents. And maybe right now is a good time, Podcats. Press pause. Send a text or call your parents if you still have them, God willing, and say, I appreciate you.
Press pause.
Oh.
See these pause?
See these pause? Go ahead and press pause.
Press pause. Boop. And you know, if you're feeling burned out, press pause on your life. Okay.
And what are you going to do about that?
I don't know.
There's no fixing it.
That's what I was saying this morning at breakfast. Just like, we're already signed up. We're already in the thick of it. And so it just is what it is. And I just have to find pockets of time to sit and vegetate. I feel like I'm barely getting to watch my shows.
I know. I've been so behind because I was gone for like 9 or 10 days almost straight. And I can't watch that stuff on the plane. I'm not paying for Wi-Fi.
No.
Absolutely not.
Listen, when I'm going to watch my show, I want to be in the comfort. I want to be in the coma inducer, as you know.
Yes, I now know. I saw it last night for the first time.
Yeah, it is a coma inducer.
Wow, that new room that Kristin has a bedroom, but off of her bedroom is a huge sitting area. Big enough, I think it's the size of my bedroom is your sitting area.
Yeah.
So
there's connected to my bedroom.
Yeah, wide open. Yeah. And so it has now another bed in there for Matt.
We have a bed and a bed.
Yeah. Bed in there for Matt, and then Kristin has her bed. They can still see each other.
Yeah, Matt's only 10 feet away.
It's not far.
So I can wink at him as I fall asleep.
Yep.
But I don't want him next to me.
No. And I think that more people need to be comfortable saying that.
Yeah.
Because it's not uncommon. I was telling Kristin, my Oma and Opa never slept in the same bed.
Yeah.
And when I walked into their bedroom as a little girl and saw 2 twins spread apart by a dresser, it didn't seem weird to me.
Yeah.
I was just like, some people sleep in 2 beds, and then some people like Mary and Jack sleep in a waterbed.
And one big waterbed.
One big waterbed. And it just is dependent upon the person.
Yeah.
It's kind of like with that's a Patreon story.
Ooh. don't forget what it is.
Okay, so that's for Patreon.
Yes.
But there are just things in my mind that I thought some people have this.
Yes.
And some people have this. And some have 2 and some have 1. And that's a tease for another time.
That's a tease.
But that it didn't seem weird to me. And so for a long time, people slept in separate beds because, well, especially back in the olden days, but even royalty.
Royalty. The
Queen
king,
Elizabeth
yes.
did not sleep in the same room as Prince Philip.
No, the king had his chambers. I mean, you can go to some of these places and see.
Yes.
This is where the king slept. This is where the queen was with all her ladies in waiting, and it was a whole thing.
I really want to know if William and Kate sleep in the same room.
Oh, I
same
would
bed,
love
same room.
to know that.
Listen, when I knew I was going to meet her, there were so many things running through my head of what I could ask her. 1, I wanted to know what she keeps in her bag.
Oh, yeah.
2, there were like but those seemed so petty. But one of the questions in my head was, do y'all share a bedroom? But that is so personal. I would never ask her that.
I've never thought to think until this moment, but I would love to know.
I think about it so often. I think about because they are very affectionate with each other when they are off camera.
Yeah.
So when you're walking into an event, there are rules. There's no PDA,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
But as they're walking out from events, they are allowed to hold hands.
Yeah.
They are allowed to wrap their arms around each other. And every once in a while, they'll catch Kate patting him on the butt.
I love that.
A little squeeze, a little grab of the hands. They'll brush by each other and you'll see that they kind of grab really quickly. It's just a sign of I'm here. I'm with
here.
you.
Yes.
I know that this is overwhelming. You signed up for it in a way, but I appreciate you for that.
He loves her.
He adores her.
Y'all need to get over it. He loves
my
her.
God.
And they probably do share a bed.
And I want them to be having tons of sex. I want them to have all the intimacy and all the happiness and all the romance. And I do worry, are they getting enough of that because of the nature of the beast?
I mean,
and the people in waiting and the valets who are there and everything. And
that's what I'm thinking. You just constantly have people around you. And I would be so annoyed by this.
Yes.
Y'all.
Same.
Okay, people that use the nanny programs where the foreign nanny,
the au pair
can come over and live with you. And I understand, especially if you have multiples, twins, triplets, you need help. I don't know if I could do that.
I know. Someone in your house all the time.
A stranger essentially in my house all the time. I think I'd be very bothered.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know I would be.
You and I are the same.
I know I would be.
We like to be in our homes and we want to be kind of quiet.
Yes.
And we want to watch our show and we want to have the bra off and we want to just be sloppy, lazy.
Yeah. I just don't want I don't want the burden of wondering if this person thinks I'm doing enough, doing too little.
Yes.
Gosh, she sits around a lot. Oh, I thought she was busy. And
yes.
I don't want that to be, but I also don't want people to be listening to all of my conversations.
No.
And chats I'm having with Joshua, maybe arguments we're having.
Yeah, what if you are having an argument?
Times I'm getting on my kids, something I'm embarrassed about.
I couldn't do it.
No.
I actually, any of you listening that have done that, I would love for you to call into the HoHo and tell me about this and about that experience because it's something I've never asked anybody.
Mm-mm.
And I would love to know, did that work out for you?
Loren has always had au pairs. I could ask Loren how she feels about that. She seems to love her au pairs and loves the program and everything.
Okay.
So maybe, but also, that might have to do with working outside of the home versus working from the home.
Yeah, that's true.
Things like that. I think that there's a couple of factors there. How separate is the au pair's living quarter from yours? So some people have, a place above their garage and they live there even with a separate entrance.
It's totally separate. Kind of how Jerry was.
Yes.
If you had a whole separate thing.
Yes.
Maybe I could get down with that.
Maybe. But if they're just in your guest room in the normal part of your house where they can hear anything and everything, that's not for me. I don't even sometimes when people come, we don't have a guest room, so people don't often come and stay with us. But even then, I'm there's a 2-3 day max for me.
Yes, I agree.
Because I also can't host somebody. I'm just
because
help yourself to everything.
Our personalities, we feel like we have to be on.
Yeah.
I feel like if someone's in my home or I'm hosting something, I got to be entertaining.
Yeah.
The whole time.
And I just don't have the energy to do it now with your age.
With my age, I am burned out. Being 40 is hard.
It's so hard. Tell me about it.
Oh my gosh. But I wanted to go back to taxes real quick. Y'all, we forgot we had to do taxes.
Yeah, we did. Kristin rates me last week I think I was maybe in Magic Kingdom. I don't know.
Somewhere.
I was somewhere on vacation on a trip. And she's like, hey, by the way, we have to do taxes for this podcast, this here podcast.
I was like, crap.
What?
Now, listen, I don't think we're going to owe anything. Matt was like, y'all are definitely in a deficit. So I think it's fine.
Yeah.
But I'm like, geez Louise.
Well, can you be in a deficit if you're not paying yourself?
I mean, all the expenses, any
Yeah.
equipment, any of the services we have to pay for to get this out, like
You think-
all of that is, I think, outweighing what's come in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't
Okay.
you think?
Yeah.
At least the startup of it.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, you're not supposed to make money in your first year.
No. But y'all.
That's what we keep telling
Oh my gosh.
ourselves.
Y'all. Our banker,
Yes.
Josh Hall,
Josh.
he emails us out of the blue. And it's so, you know where this is going.
I do.
So it's so sweet because he's just like checking in.
Yeah.
This is the first time that he's just kind of been like, hey, how are y'all doing? Like,
Yeah.
there's nothing we need to ever be chatting about, but he's just like, hey, I'm
Yeah.
here if you need anything. So sweet. I think you write back like, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't have access to it. I can't sign in. I don't know what it is. Big Red has it. So I'm like, how are we doing, Josh? Look at the account and let me know. I either ask her or I guess I'm going to ask you, Josh, has the check gone in from our latest sponsor?
So she mentioned something about this check. And I guess Josh takes a look. He's like, no, I don't see anything yet. So
Yeah.
I go and look. And we have $38 in our
38. 38.00.
So I, in my brain, I said, Josh Hall
He must be so judgy about this.
logged in and was like, well, let me just check. Let me see how these girls are doing. And he's like,
And he saw $38, and that was his very nice way of being like, one more automatic draft of next month's, subscription thing is gonna probably get y'all into the red. Do you know how money works?
I was dying. When I saw that, I was like, the amount of shame. Just
Oh
like,
my God. Shame upon our families.
He's like, nope, ladies, the check hasn't cleared.
No,
So
the
just-
check hasn't gone in yet.
Just letting you know. But
Has it gone in yet?
the check came in the mail.
It did. Oh, it
did
came in
come.
the mail. Did you
And-
deposit it?
Not yet.
Okay, well, hurry. Oh my God. Next, Libsyn's going to withdraw it. Well, I don't know what day.
Hurry! Get the check in. However, I did think.
Yeah.
And I realized our Patreon
Yeah.
was just sitting in there. I thought it was automatically dumping it in
Me
every
too.
month.
Where is it?
It was just, there was a big number just sitting there. So I did a big dump into it. So we're good now, Josh.
Wait, I thought that it automatically deposited
So did I.
into there.
No, it was just sitting. So I was like, okay, we're good. We're good.
Oh, we're good.
We're good.
We're really good.
I know. And then we'll put the
And
check
then that
in.
check will go in.
I know. Look at us.
Look at us.
I know we're
We're doing it. Meanwhile, people are like, hey, ladies, yeah, maybe you do need to file your taxes then. Okay, we will, but this is 2024 money, so we can worry about that
Yes,
in 2025.
We'll worry about
and we'll
that
worry
later.
about it in the extension in 2025.
Yes, Matt was not concerned at all. He's like, y'all aren't making money, like at all, really, but definitely for 2023, like it's fine. The government's not going
But
to.
thank you to our 2023 sponsors.
Yes.
We're just saying there was a lot of startup costs too.
there's-
We are appreciative.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
So
we-
appreciative.
Besides what do? We put 100 in each or 200 in each?
Yeah, I think maybe 200 in.
to our bank accounts. And we felt like that was a really big deal.
I just can't with Josh looking at
I cannot either. I know that he
Oh,
was. We
God.
need to write him back and be like, "Is it because you looked at the balance and panicked for us?" I'm shocked. Like he didn't just make a little deposit. Like this is on behalf of the Halls.
Yes.
We love y'all.
The Halls, maybe y'all have some emergency money set aside. Please put it in the account. Please. Town
Okay.
Bank. Maybe Town Bank could sponsor us.
And maybe this is a good time for us to pitch. If you have a company, a
Yes.
small business,
Yes.
if you work for a place that is looking for advertising, this here podcast
Yes.
is going to launch you into the Nirvana level.
Yes. Into the stratosphere, the Milky Way galaxy, where your pet's eyes are. The All That to Say podcast. Listen, I got to say, especially if you're in the Carolinas,
Oh, yeah.
you need to be linked up with us because
Yes.
the majority of our listeners are in this area.
Yeah.
And they listen to what we say.
And we're self-deprecating, but we really do. If we say something and we promote something, people do go.
They do.
They buy it. They download it. They visit it, whatever that is.
Yes.
They really, really do. And we have the numbers to prove it. But we
Yes.
have to just joke about this because getting that email was shocking and alarming. And it really shook us up. I wrote him back, and I didn't even know any of this. I didn't even know how low it was. I know nothing. I don't even know how to log in. But I'm just like, there should be a nice size check going in, or maybe it's already there. So be proud of us. And instead, he's like, there is no check. There is nothing.
Do not come.
Do not. And actually, don't swipe that card. Not for one thing. Nothing.
Don't have a business lunch.
Don't do anything.
Don't buy any more SD cards. Nothing.
No. Do not go on a single trip and do not buy anything. Okay, we got it. Do not buy one of the Minion pajama shirts.
We should bring that in here. I
Yeah.
really feel like we could hang it on this wall.
Yeah, we could.
I think we should.
We
Okay,
should.
speaking of trips, tell us about your trip. Trips.
Trips. It was
It was a triple trip.
A whirlwind. It was a triple trip.
Triple trip.
Not to be confused with triple 20, Karen Huger.
Karen Huger's 60 years old.
Okay, so what happened? Y'all already know that I was taking Bella, her boyfriend, and his mom to Savannah.
Yes.
I did a partnership with Visit Savannah, their tourism board.
Yes.
So it was nice. So they gave me a brochure of all the things that they would sponsor us on.
Nice.
So whether that was going to a specific house, a museum, an experience, whatever. So that was such a huge help.
I mean,
Such a huge
that
help.
all of that added
all
up.
four of us.
Like tickets added up for that is
Yes.
a lot. That would have been hundreds of dollars.
A lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're creeping into the thousands probably.
Ooh.
We did a riverboat cruise.
Well, thank you,
yeah.
Savannah. That's
Thank you.
so
Visit
nice.
Savannah. That was amazing. And we had the best time. The kids are
Yay.
so precious.
Oh.
They are so precious.
I loved her post. I saw on Instagram just like the cute selfies with her and him together. It was precious.
Yes, she's allowed to post.
Yeah.
Her account is private.
She's private. Yeah.
So she's allowed to post him. I am not. I wasn't allowed to share anything
I know.
about it, but I got to share Kim, his mom. We had a great time together. She's very easygoing on a trip.
Oh, great.
Love that.
Love someone
Love
easy
that.
to travel with.
Yes, it wasn't like, well, what are we doing and what's tomorrow and blah, blah, blah. It was just like,
Yes.
let's just fly by the seat of our pants. A lot of it's weather dependent too, right?
Yes.
So like you can have the best laid plans, but if you then look and say, well, all of Wednesday or one full day that we were going to be in Savannah was raining, well, that shifts things. Now we're going to do all the inside stuff on Wednesday.
Yes.
We're not going to do the riverboat thing, and so working around that sort of thing. But it was great. The hotel was the Marriott right on the riverfront.
Oh, great.
We walked so much. We did all the tours, the ghost tours,
Yeah. Okay, did a
everything.
gose visit you at,
No.
at the ATM at the
No.
bank?
No,
No ghosts.
no.
Wow. I was hoping you'd get that flickering light.
I know. And I didn't even feel anything. Like my spine wasn't tingling.
no
The hair
tingles.
wasn't standing on my arm. Nothing. I mean, I'm walking through cemeteries, y'all.
I mean,
Nothing.
nothing. That's a
It's okay.
bummer.
Still love Savannah so much. Highly recommend going. Then from Savannah, I drove straight to Charleston.
Yeah, you did.
Bella came back with the boyfriend and mom to
Okay.
Charlotte. Eventually, they stayed a couple more hours. I needed to go to Charleston to cover the Cooper River Bridge run for Harris Teeter.
And you hit the ground running. I
It-
feel like you straight away saw Austin, right?
Yeah, saw him that night. So
Yeah.
got to hang with Austin. He had just come from filming.
Did he tell you anything?
Yes, he did.
Ooh.
And I think I can share. Oh, well.
Exclusive.
He came in pissed. I mean, he was like shaking from filming.
Was he with what's his face? Who's the little one?
JT.
JT. He had been with JT.
And he was physically shaking. And I think that's probably all I can say about that.
Okay, you can tell me off the record.
I will tell you off the record. And but yeah, got to hang out with him probably for like an hour and a half too.
Is
something like that.
Austin dating anybody? I know there was.
It's the soft launch has happened,
Okay.
and she is featured on the show. Just a smidge. Just a smidge.
Oh, that's a really big deal. Really big deal.
Now y'all know.
Ooh.
Now y'all know.
Gosh, I love this kind of tea. I really do.
I think I can share it.
Yeah, it's fine.
He didn't tell me not to.
It's fine.
It's fine. So yeah, all good things, all good things.
Yeah.
So she was in one of his reels that he posted from a vacation.
Okay.
Now, if you have a super sleuth eye, go through, try to look, try to
Oh,
find.
these Bravo accounts are super sleuths. They
Yeah.
can piece together anything from the Bravo
So-
universe. And real quick, let's say they did announce BravoCon in case any of y'all missed that.
Phew! Next,
Woo!
it is not this year. They are taking a year off and doing next year. I think that's super smart.
It's very smart. We need to be salivating a little more.
We do need to be salivating,
Yeah.
and it's pricey, and so I think that they've made a good call to do it. If it's going to be every other year, I think that's great.
And did it say Vegas again?
It did not say Vegas.
Oh, so we
again.
don't know.
We don't know. I can only assume that it went so well in Vegas.
I hope they
think
do.
that it will be back in Vegas.
Yeah.
And they've already announced the dates of it, and it's not the first weekend of November.
It's like mid-November.
It's mid-November. It's close to
Thanksgiving?
but it doesn't overlap at all.
I like that.
That's fine. We like that.
I like an event in November. You know, I'm
Yes.
getting in the holly jolly spirit.
Yeah.
I'm feeling more energized at that time of year.
Yes.
Especially as a 40-year-old.
We
I'll be 41 then.
Oh, yes, you
I'll
will
be 41.
I know. Are you going to be okay?
You'll be 44.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for saying that.
You'll be your mid-40s.
Okay, we do need to discuss the fact that we have discussed this, that I
Yeah.
do need to start using eye cream of some sort,
Yeah.
or I need help because this
Yeah. You just need to be using a retinol at night. When
will fill all this in.
when I say to you, do please trust me
I know.
that at night, if you can just wash your face, tone, do some kind of retinol sandwich with some kind of moisturizer, you will be good to go.
This is going to fill all
Yes,
these
I'm
crinkles
telling
in.
you, within 6 months, you will see a radical difference.
6 months?
Yeah. That's not long.
Oh my God.
But you got to be wearing sunscreen every day because that's going to cause you to burn. It makes your skin more sensitive. You can do this. You
I
can do it.
I don't know. Maybe I'll just be ugly.
You are not. You're so beautiful. We were all telling you that last night. Your beautiful face.
Until I look back at pictures and it's the amount of, I need fat back.
No.
I do.
It's in the sewers. It's too late.
But is this why they put fat all in here?
Yeah.
To help with this.
Listen.
Do you put fat in under your
No.
eye?
Ladies, I'll say this. The eyes.
Ladies, am I right?
Ladies, am I right? The eyes truly are, I think, the hardest to treat.
Okay.
And it is the thing that is going to show our age first.
Yes.
It's a dead giveaway. That and the neck wrinkles.
I'm finding that.
Yeah.
I'm finding that.
You can really smooth and like moisturize and make your skin, but there's something with the eyes and that's
It's so thin.
It's
It's
thin.
it's such thin skin.
and that's the problem is even with injectables, it is so tricky. Trying to do filler.
Yeah.
I think injectors are very cautious to say,
Yes.
yeah, let's throw some filler in there because it can actually make it look worse
Okay.
because the skin is thin.
It's so
So
thin.
you really got to be smart. Now there's some lasers you can do that do help build collagen under your eye, which is going to help. But at the end of the day, y'all, our eyes are going to give it away.
Should I be taking collagen?
Yeah, I think a collagen would be good for you at this point.
Also, it doesn't help that I cried off all of my makeup before I came here.
Wait, why did you?
So I slept in my makeup from your party last night, of course.
Yeah, but why
So
were you crying?
I went to Cal's Play.
Oh, okay, that's right.
I went to Cal's Play.
And what was it about?
It was Cinderella,
Oh,
and he was Prince Charming.
he was.
Yes! He was Prince Charming.
Tell me that.
I didn't know. So I saw pictures from the dress rehearsal on Wednesday, and I saw that he was dressed in like a little Prince Charming outfit, but I assumed all the boys were in Prince Charming outfits.
Oh,
But no,
he was the prince.
he was the Prince.
What grade is he in now?
Did I say Prince Charles or Prince William?
No, you said Prince Charming.
Okay.
He was Prince William.
I was like, Prince Charles? Oh, God. Prince William. And so he came out. He had solo songs he had to sing. He had dances. He had lines.
Songs.
Oh, yes. He was a soloist. He had
What grade is he in?
3rd grade. He is 9 years old.
What a cutie patootie.
Y'all, it was so good.
Well, he's very handsome, so I feel like he's a great Prince Charming.
Very handsome. But this was, of course, at Country Day. So it's like you could see.
Oh,
You could see it.
yeah.
I mean, these costumes, the outfits, the stage, the theater. I was like, this theater is nicer than some colleges. I
Oh,
almost said collagens.
collagens.
Whoa.
I'm going to get my collagen degree.
Yes, I might need to because we're in a 911 with my eyes now at this point.
We're going to get it sorted out.
And it probably doesn't help that I do cry a lot, so it dries out that skin.
Yes, you are crying a lot, but so maybe we need to keep something in your bag besides ChapStick.
So ChapStick isn't enough.
No, besides ChapStick.
I already put ChapStick on. That's why I'm glistening a little under there.
We need an eye cream that you can just keep with you on the go.
I need a real. I have bought eye creams over the years.
Yeah.
I just never used them.
The Clarins Total Eye Lift is a game changer.
And you just tap with
it
your
in.
ring finger because
Yeah.
it's the gentlest one. I know that because I watch things, but I just don't digest it. So anyway, Cal was up there as Prince Charming, and he did such an amazing job. And I'm just filming. I didn't know what to expect.
Oh.
And he's just sitting, and then he comes on to the front, and it's his big solo moment. And I'm recording him, and I'm just, I mean, the tears were running down my neck onto my shirt, soaking me. Right here. Still a little moist.
It's still damp.
Still a little damp. Got my bra tissues, got an extra one in my pocket, and I'm filming him. And during one, and then right after he finishes his solo and it kind of goes to the chorus, he looks over at me and I went like this and he went, and you see him grin right at me. Oh my God, I lost it.
Was he so pleased that you were there?
He was so pleased. Katrina said, I'm telling you, he's asked me every single day, multiple times a day, Manny's coming, right? Manny's coming. Manny the nanny.
Manny the nanny.
These boys I watched when they were so little.
So for you to see him on stage.
Is there anything better than watching a child shine on stage?
No.
No,
We talked about that with the Peter Pan.
Oh.
And so now this is a young boy that you know.
I love.
This
Love and adore and treasure with all my heart.
So our friend Buckley, her son Miller, has been in a couple of shows at Charlotte Christian.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like typically has gotten cast in like the funny roles because Miller knows comedy.
Yeah.
He knows timing.
Yes.
He knows the inflection of the voice. He's really good at it.
Good.
And so he's done a couple of shows that we have come to, and it does make me emotional, even though it's not that he's doing some emotional role, but to see him on stage getting it,
Yes,
and nailing it, and everyone laughing,
Yes.
when he does the thing,
yes.
I've literally had dreams about him in shows. That's how
That's
deeply
amazing.
affected I was.
I love that. It's just so cool to watch a
Yes.
kid. The guts that takes. We've talked about what happened in my third grade show.
I know that.
I told Callahan that story afterwards. I
you
said,
did?
Manny the nanny has a story for you
Yes.
about what happened to me. I said, Cal, you are so incredible at this. He has a great voice. His timing was great. His voice projected. His dance moves were perfect. He had to waltz with Cinderella, like the whole thing.
Was Cinderella cute?
Cinderella was so cute.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
I'm going to be watching these videos after we record.
So freaking cute. And then I got to go into his classroom afterwards and give him a big hug. And he was so proud.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm so proud.
And I know Katrina was so
Oh, stage mom.
thankful
She
for-
said, I'm in my stage mom era.
Yes, Katrina.
And of
love
course,
that.
I filmed her going in because it's like the mom just wants that video. So I was filming her when she got to walk in and congratulate him afterwards. And the amount of people who were like, yeah, Prince Charming. Oh, no. And he had the final call, when they do the bow
Yes.
and everything.
He has his moment.
Cinderella and, he come on stage and gets the final bow. And I was like, yeah. I mean, it's like psychotic.
I can't wait to watch this video and just see it bouncing because you're sobbing.
Yep. He knew. And I was trying to I didn't want to lift the tissue to my eye while I was doing it because I didn't want to throw him off because he knows I'm emotional. So I just held it. That's why they were streaming down onto my shirt. But then when he walked back to the side of the stage, I was blowing my nose. But he did such a great job. So yes, I've cried off. I did sleep in my makeup so I could have round 2 this morning, knowing we were doing this.
Yeah, you did a great job last night.
And then
it's okay.
I lost it all.
So anyway, Charleston.
So Charleston. So I'm there for the Harris Teeter Cooper Bridge run. I cover all that. That was a paid gig. And I had to work.
You did a really good job.
Make all the
very
reels,
proud.
do all the stories, tag
Yes.
all the people, try to make sure I was getting B-roll stuff and this and doing transitions and what's the game plan going to be for this reel and that reel. And I feel like I did a really good job. I hope that they are pleased. Of course, Dana is the one who lined all that up.
She's the best.
She's the best.
And she was down there with you.
She was down there with me. She's so good at her job. it's really incredible, again, to watch someone shine in their role.
Yes.
And she is so good at her job. And I love watching people do what they do well
Yes.
and know it's making an impact.
Yes.
And know that it really helps people.
That's
it helps
it.
people. She's so good on a mic. She commands a room, but she's not hoity-toity about it. And yeah, it's just incredible. I was so proud to see her. And I've seen her in that role last year as well. And I get to see her at Chef's Best and things like that. But this was a much longer and extended period of time where I was really supposed to be behind the scenes. And it's amazing. I love watching my friends be exceptional.
My hair is Tita.
My hair is Tita. So I walked around the expo asking people to sing that.
You made people sing it.
Y'all, the amount of people that were like,
They wouldn't do it.
no, I will not.
Why?
I'm like, you know, the My Hair's Teeter drink. I'm like, no. Finally got one of my followers. She wasn't even running. She came to the expo to meet me.
And she did it.
Shout out. Shout out to you. And she did it. She was like, that's it. I got it. And then I asked another guy, and every time he tried, he was like, and it like cracked. He's like, you can't include that. So I didn't, but I still have that footage. Maybe it'll go into a blooper reel. I don't know. I'm still signed into the account.
Oh my gosh.
But it was really funny. So then but on the way down.
Yes.
On the way down to Savannah, I should say, in the car, I got a phone call from Tiffany.
Yes.
Tiffany, Confetti Castle Tiffany. And she was just like, hey, what you doing? I'm like, you know, all the things. Savannah, Charleston, spring break, work, run, blah, blah, blah. And she was just like, okay, do you want to go to Disney on Sunday with me? And I'm like, Tiffany, you know you can't ask me that.
Yeah, of course you're
I've
going to
just
say
been-
yes.
No, I've just been gone. I'm thinking all the money that we're going to be spending on spring break and all the things. And I know I'm making money for the hair shady thing, but I haven't been paid for that yet. You know, me with money.
Yes.
So I'm just like, girl, I don't think so. I'm going to be gone. I need to see my family. I haven't seen Joshua. He's been gone since Monday because he had to travel to California for work. And then she was just like, well, just think about it. I'm doing VIP on Monday. You can jump in. You can sleep. There's an extra bed in the room. You
How
can just
can
sleep
you-
on the bed.
How can you say no to VIP?
I know, I
There's no
can't.
way you can say no.
I've said no to her with VIP like 3 times already. I just couldn't do it again.
There, I couldn't. I
No.
could not say no to that because that is like a once in a while
Yeah.
opportunity to be able to do that.
Absolutely. So I said, well, let me think about it. So then I called Joshua and I'm like, crazy is it? Well, I looked at flight deals first.
Yes,
Because
and
I'm
you
like,
got
if
a good
this
one.
Frontier was $62 round trip.
60. I mean, how is that even possible?
You can't even drive for 62. So it's 62 because what they do is they get you 62 is just for a personal item included.
Okay.
If you need to check a bag, then it's like 99.
Okay, even still.
Even still, like $162 to fly round trip.
But
not
y'all
bad.
know this girl, she does not need a big bag.
Nope.
No. And
Nope.
that's what's going to help us on Amazing Race.
That's right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I just had my one little computer backpack and I packed and I knew I could get everything there. I'm like, oh, I'm only going for 3 days, 2 nights. Easy peasy. I don't bring skincare. I don't bring pajamas. I don't bring underwear. So like I'm saving room right there. Right there. Imagine how much room I'm saving in that bag.
The underwear takes up like 1 square cube of space.
True. But if you need it for multiple days, especially if you're juicy.
If you're juicy, if you're snail trailing.
If you're loosey goosey apple juicy,
And we did. We talked about that last night a little bit at my party. We talked about that some ladies are more dry and some ladies are more moist.
Well, we talked about that too when the girl called in saying about jeans without underwear. She was just like,
Yes.
I think that depends on kind of like your juiciness.
Yes.
And I think people were like, please stop saying that word. We couldn't say moist. We can't say juicy. Wetness was too much. Your moisture.
It's still bad. No, people do not like moist.
I know they don't like moist. So I can't remember what we ended up saying.
Your
Dampness?
Oh God, not the damp
I
panties.
don't know that. Sounds like a different problem. But anyway, so I said, let me think about it. Then I called Joshua. And I'm like, you won't believe it. Tiffany asked me if I wanted to come to Disney. It's her birthday. So her birthday is April 15th.
Oh, okay. I didn't know it was for that.
Her birthday is April 15th. And
Tax day baby.
yeah, exactly. And I said, she wants to go down to Disney for it. She asked if I wanted to come and help celebrate with her. And I would love to do that because I adore her. And I could kind of couch surf and do VIP. So I found a plane ticket for $62. Am I crazy to do this? I know that I will be gone. And he was just like, well, actually, I was kind of thinking that, Lily's just not had much to do for spring break. You took Bella to Savannah, then you're going straight to Charleston, so you can't come home and do anything with Lily. And she was supposed to go to the lake with my mom, and she was kind of up and down with them. But he's just like, what if I flew home on Thursday and then took her to Disney for one day on Friday? Like just one balls to the wall.
Yes.
Disney day.
Yes.
Get as much done as we possibly can. Do you think, like, what would you say to that? I'm like, well, as long as I can go with Disney.
So it's funny to me that y'all were in Disney just on separate days.
On separate days. I landed as they took off from their hotel.
Oh.
That's like literally how close we were to overlapping. We were just ships passing all the time. Our family was here, there, and everywhere over spring break. And I went 9 days without seeing Joshua. That's the longest I've ever gone without seeing him. And I went 8 days, I think, without seeing Lily.
And
Longest
that's definitely the longest.
Longest I've ever been without seeing Lily. Luckily, Bella and I were in Savannah together, so it wasn't as long for her. But yeah, it was really hard. I was starting to get homesick. I was crying a lot.
Yes.
Y'all,
this girl gets homesick.
I do. I get very homesick.
She really does. And we've talked about with Costa Rica, we're going to need an action plan.
Yeah.
Just like an action show.
Yeah.
We're going to need a plan in place.
Well, the plan is that I'm leaving Thursday. That made me feel better in my heart.
But even still, it's going to be several days.
It is going to be several days, but I've been building up. I'm callousing it a little bit, right?
Yeah.
I think it really started with London.
Yeah.
Going away for, I think that ended up being 6 days, 5 nights, or 7 days, 6 nights. I can't remember. So that calloused me a little bit. And then I realized you can do this. You can do this. Then I did this kind of longer trip, and that helped callous it a little bit. But I will say, I was still in Disney on Tuesday. I had one really long day, very late night flight on Tuesday, and I did start crying when I was just talking about my kids. I was like, okay, it's time to get home.
It's time to get home.
So if I had one more night there, I think I would have been just an absolute disaster.
But you have to share, Lily, you are such a treasure, and I just think this is the sweetest thing. Is when Josh presented this idea to Lily to go to Disney.
Yes.
She didn't know yet that you had been given the opportunity. So what did Lily do when Josh mentioned this to her? What did she say to you?
Yeah, so he texted Lily and was like, hey, what do you think about going to Disney tomorrow?
Yeah.
And she was like, oh my gosh, are you serious? No, I can't. And he was just like, yes, you can. We're going to Disney tomorrow. She screenshots this conversation and she sends it to me and she's like, OMG, mom, what do I do? It doesn't feel right without you. And I was like, because Lily and I are Disney freaks.
Y'all are watching all the reels.
We're watching all the reels,
things.
all the YouTube videos.
They are so into Disney together. And y'all, Lily did not want to go without Miranda.
She said, it wouldn't be right, Mom. I wouldn't feel right going. This is our thing.
Sweet.
Yes, it is so sweet. So I said to her, oh, I guess Dad didn't tell you. Tiffany offered for me to come meet her at Disney. And so Dad and I were talking about that and just thought, why don't you go?
Yeah.
Like, this could be such a great spring break moment for y'all to do together. And you really haven't had anything super fun to do or gone away.
She's been a trooper.
She's been a trooper. She's been home just taking care of the cats.
Yeah.
And the house and getting the mail and everything. And so she was like, are you serious? Oh my gosh, yes. And so I FaceTimed her. She was crying. She was so excited. I know.
I love them.
And so they went down. So they drove down on Friday. I was like, let me get y'all a hotel at least because both of them can fall asleep in the car way too easily.
Yeah.
I have to stay awake to keep everyone awake type thing. And so I didn't even, the resorts, there were no value resorts left. Not one room at a value resort left. That's how many people were in Disney because it's spring break.
Jeez.
So not one value resort. So then you're bumped up to like the $400-$500 mid-range per night. Absolutely not.
No.
So I just booked a place off property, but still did shuttles back and forth to the park.
I don't mind off property at all.
No.
That does not even cross my mind that it's like, I need to be in a Disney resort.
The only benefit to Disney, well, not the only benefit. There are some benefits, but a lot of the hotels are trying to step it up because they're trying to compete with those resorts. But one of the big benefits is that you get early hours and you get late hours.
Well, that's
if
true.
you stay on property. And for some people, if you are doing one day, let's say.
Yeah.
Those early hours and late hours really help.
It feels worth it because you're
Yeah.
trying to get the most out
You're
of your
getting 4
ticket.
extra hours sometimes, depending on the parks.
Yeah.
And so, but Joshua and I were like, we're just going to plow through. We'll start at the park that opens the earliest. We'll end at the park that stays open the latest.
Yes.
It happened to be just the right day where I think Animal Kingdom was maybe doing 7:30 or 8, and Magic Kingdom was open till 11.
Woo!
So they were able to plow through. They did all 4 parks in one day, which was a dream of ours.
Woohoo!
Yes, which I still had not accomplished yet. So they got to do it first. Tron had never been done by anyone in our family. They got to do Tron first. So they felt like they had several feathers in their caps.
Yes.
And Tron was broken while we were there.
No.
So we didn't get to ride it.
What is with you and the broken rides?
I've tried to tell people that this is just my lot in life. Things do break down. It is a problem. I don't know what Murphy's, Mandy's, Miranda's Law I have going on with me. It usually makes for a very funny story. But Tiffany and Alana did not know this about me.
Yeah.
They didn't know this about me.
So they're like, well, great.
Yeah, I was like, maybe you won't invite me next time.
I know.
But they were just like, you're just putting it into the universe. I'm like, no, this is just my lot in life. This is just what happens. It had never happened to Josie or any of the travel agents. It happened on like 17 rides while I was with them.
It had never happened to me, and then it happened on the ghost ride.
Yep, it happens on the ghost ride. It just happens. I really, truly do not know. It's not because I want it to. It's not because the truth of my life is things do break around me. They do. I buy a brand new car. Someone T-bones it the first time I drive it out. Like, it just is what it is. I understand this about myself. So if you don't want to invite me somewhere, I do get it. But I try to make it funny. If we have to stand in line for 3 extra hours, I'll do a song and dance.
You will.
I'll entertain you.
One day, we'll get to the heavens.
And we'll know why.
And we'll say, God, why was this happening? And there's going to be a very clear reason. And he will say, let's be clear.
He will say, let's be clear. I think it's to test my patience.
Could be.
And I have a lot of patience.
I think that you are very patient.
I'm a very patient. The circumstances of my life have made me be patient.
You're very patient and you're very honest.
Thank you.
This is why you get away with your April Fool's jokes. Y'all, the April Fool's jokes from this girl, 2 years in a row, she has fooled hundreds of us, including me.
Yes.
And we were discussing this last night, and I said, it's because you are truly such an honest person. You don't BS.
Honest to a fault.
You don't BS anybody on anything ever.
No.
And so whatever you say, people are going to take it as fact.
Sorry, I'm really good at this. I am so freaking good at this that now I have like a personal plan that every April Fool's, I have to just keep bringing it and bringing it and bringing it. And last year's April Fool's, I was running the Cooper River Bridge run. Now, y'all had all seen me train.
Yes, we did.
Slowly
train to run.
Slowly train to barely run.
Yes.
A fast jog of sorts.
A jog.
And when I realized in the car ride back to the hotel after the run, I went on my phone and I was like, oh, it's April Fool's. It's April 1st. It hadn't really clicked in my mind that it was April 1st.
Yes.
Until I looked and I said, I could say that I placed first in my group. In my age group, I could say that I won it.
That I won
for the Cooper River Bridge run.
The race for my age group. And to me, that is enough detail that it sounds believable.
Y'all, I was running a 13 to 14 minute mile at 200 pounds almost. How in the hell am I winning for my age group? It's not like I'm in the 90 plus age group. I was in the like 35 to 42
I
age
don't
group.
know. There was just something about it when you posted it that looked believable to me.
Okay, so that's what makes a joke. That's what makes the joke the perfect joke, is that it's just enough believable, but in my mind, it's so far-fetched that I'm laughing at how far-fetched it is, and y'all are laughing at how excited you are. Or y'all are delighted by how excited.
Because I remember you wrote it on the screen. You didn't record that.
No, I couldn't.
You couldn't record it. But you just wrote it out like, OMG, y'all will not believe this. We just got the results and I won for my age group.
Literally, the last story was, I'm about to start. I was like recording the start line.
Yes.
And then the very next thing I recorded was, or I posted, I couldn't even record. I tried to actually record it.
I bet.
And my face was giving it away.
Yeah.
I was giggling. So I said, I'm just going to have to type this out. And then this year, it was perfect.
Y'all, this year, she teed it up so good.
Because NC State, as y'all know, had a killer run.
Yes.
Right? And you finally started watching their games again.
I did. I finally
Thank
started
you.
cheering for my school, my Collagen.
Yes, way to bring it back. Okay, so she finally starts cheering for them again, and the Final Four game. So we make it to the Final Four, and it's going to be against Purdue.
Yes.
And in my mind, I'm like, why do I know Purdue?
Yeah.
Why do I know Purdue? I mean, obviously I know it as a university, but in my gut, I was thinking,
this is meaningful.
I know Purdue is meaningful to me, and I can't remember why. And then it dawned on me late on March 31st as I'm sitting on the couch.
Yes.
And I go, Grandma went to Purdue.
Y'all, that's where Jerry went.
Jerry Antics, you heard it on her episode.
Yes.
She talked about the fact that she got into college, and it was a big deal.
And yes, back then, big deal.
But that it was too big of a deal, and that it was too overwhelming for her to go away to college, and she only lasted a semester.
Yeah,
and
but
how bad she felt. Her parents spent money
to
help her get to college, and then she left. And so she talked about this, and I was like, that's why Purdue is in my brain.
Yeah.
And so it's 11:30, March 31st, and I say, if I'm going to do this joke, if I'm going to do it, I need to tee it up right now.
Right now.
So I just post a screenshot. I take a screenshot, NC State versus Purdue with the time that the game's going to be. And underneath it, I type, fun fact, Jerry Antics went to Purdue, in case y'all don't know that. She went to Purdue for one semester.
Yeah.
So now I have a choice. Who do I cheer for?
Who am I going to cheer for?
Who am I going to cheer for? Then the very next slide, I'm like, I post another thing about it, and I don't even spell Purdue correctly, y'all. I spell it like the chicken.
Like the chicken. But that was an autocorrect.
Okay, that was an autocorrect, but it plays into this.
Yes.
So the next slide, I'm like, well, Jerry can cheer for Purdue. I'm cheering for NC State, and we'll see who wins. Which of the ladies in our family reigns supreme or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I go to bed, and the very first thing the next morning, I know I am on a ticking time bomb.
Yes, because people are going to wake up, and probably by 10 a.m., everyone's going to realize it's April Fool's.
Yes, they're going to have been tricked by someone else.
Yeah.
So they're going to just be on high alert.
Absolutely.
On guard, royal guard.
Yes, royal guard.
So I'm like, okay, you've got to hurry up and do this. And so I finally sit down, and I'm like, you guys will not believe this. I got a DM from Purdue University. I got a DM from them saying that Jerry might be one of the oldest living alums who attended Purdue right now, like alive.
I mean, which probably is true.
This is probably very true. She's almost 97.
Because that detail probably is true.
Yes.
Again, it's just adding to the believability of
I know. That's why I did it, you silly. So I'm like, so they DM me and they say, we would like to fly you and Jerry to the Final Four game. But here's the catch. You have to sit in the Purdue section. You have to wear Purdue clothes, and you can't talk about NC State anymore.
Right.
And again, I guess that seemed believable enough.
It did. It felt very believable to me. And sometimes, if you're giving enough weird details with a story, it's the truth is stranger than fiction type thing, right? And so that's what this was giving, was like, there's no way she's making this up, because there have all these requirements. And Jerry is very old. Well, she did go to Purdue. We're all doing the calculation, and we're thinking, this is such a Miranda thing to happen.
It is a very Miranda thing. But here's the deal. I never tagged Purdue. I didn't even spell it correctly. So I'm like, how would Purdue ever find me? I didn't use a hashtag. I did not tag the university. Had I would have been like, oh, it's spelled URDUE instead of E, like the chicken.
Yes.
So it's funny because my DMs, by the time I woke up, before this all happened, but after the teaser the night before, when I woke up, several people were like, it's Purdue, P-U-R. I was like, got it. Okay, thank you. Got it. Like there was a screenshot of it. Like obviously it spelled it correctly on the screenshot. This was just me typing and it autocorrected. But so it lent itself even more. The same person who was like, it's Purdue. The very next slide was like, you gotta take her. I'm like, how the hell do you think they found me? I spelled it incorrectly. Like what? So funny to me. So funny.
That is so good.
Isn't that so classic?
The DMs back to back. Like, you're an idiot. You don't know how to spell Purdue. OMG, you got to go to the game.
Purdue wrote you? They found you? Oh my gosh. They must have found you because you spelled it incorrectly.
Oh, the turns have tabled.
Oh my God, it was so funny. So then it just started flooding in. And I did feel bad, y'all. I mean, I recorded that, but you can tell if you watch it back, I am grinning like a Cheshire cat because
You are.
I know I am lying straight through my teeth. And I also know that some people will believe it. But the part that, again, is funny for me is she just fell and had surgery on 5 ribs. How the hell do you think Jerry's getting on a plane and flying to Arizona?
That's the truth. This woman, she's almost 97.
She's in assisted. We just said we moved her into assisted living.
Assisted living.
She fell.
The ribs are broken. There is no way she's flying to Arizona. But who called you?
My mother called me
Immediately.
And she was like, Miranda, you better tell me that this is a joke. You better be joking right now.
You are not taking Jerry.
And I said, Mom, what day is it? She's like, April 1st. Oh,
Yeah.
I said, Mom, it's April Fool's. It's just a joke. And she's like, Jesus Christ, Miranda, you need to call your Aunt Lissa immediately and let her know that this is an April Fool's joke. Because if I thought you were being truthful, then imagine that they're worried sick that she could potentially fly to air. I was like, oh my God.
Oh my God, the family members are all in a tizzy over this.
So then I have to send a group text to all the children, all my aunts and uncles. I'm sorry, it was an April Fool's joke. I didn't think anyone would actually take me seriously that I'm flying grandma post-surgery to the Final Four.
But boy, do I love the idea of her in the stands with a little Purdue flag and cheering, and you in the Purdue gear.
Yes.
I mean,
Guess who found it funny? Jerry.
Oh, Jerry, of course she did.
She found it funny.
Of course she did.
I didn't say it to her. I wasn't like, hey, you want to go to the Final Four? And then like, April Fool's, Jerry.
No.
It was so
It was
funny.
such a good joke. Now, you pretty quickly, I feel like, told the truth because the DMs were flooding.
Oh, gosh. So the DMs, so I said, if anybody DMs me, I will write back April Fool's. April Fool's. And they were like, oh, you got me good. That was really good. And some people were like, I've already been gotten on April Fool's today, and I still believed this.
Yes.
And then I let it marinate for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
And we were on our way to IKEA, which I love.
Of course we
That
were.
was one of our spring break things. That was a bucket list. Go to IKEA.
Yes.
So we were on the way to IKEA, and I said, Lily, because she was answering my DMs for me in the car. They were coming in so quickly. I was like, just start answering them for me. And she said, Mom, you've got to do a story. We need to say this. It's gone on long enough. I'm like,
shut it down.
It's only been a couple hours.
No.
Let it marinate. She's like, no, it's time. If Oma's calling you, and now you're having to write the family and everything. So I went on and did a story and copped to it. But I mean, I've set the standard.
Do you feel like you got a lot of DMs from a lot of story watchers who don't normally respond to you? Like I always wonder what it is, the things that you get the most responses on that pull some people out of their little hidey hole. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I definitely did because then all the Purdue people came out. Oh, I was really excited for you to watch Purdue play. I was like, I would have been wearing an a Wolfpack shirt underneath. Know that. And then if they won, I would have torn it off. Obviously, they didn't.
Ripped it up. Y'all,
that was the end.
Okay, let's talk about that young man who's 7 feet 4 inches tall.
Eudy?
Yeah, something like that.
Like EUDY, something. It's something like that.
Yeah.
The very tall man on Purdue.
It is shocking to the eye.
Mm-hmm.
And the trouble was this. Now, NC State had their opportunities. There were so many turnovers.
It wasn't our game.
It just wasn't nothing. None of the baskets would go in. Okay,
wasn't
I
our
get
game.
that. But also, this young man
Mm-hmm.
was so tall that he didn't really have to move.
No.
He would just stand and he'd put his arm out. Okay, and then the ball would just enter his hand, and then he'd just tap it into the basket.
Like this.
So he would barely move, and I would think if I'm an NC State player, that's getting in my head a little bit.
Absolutely. It's so hard to defend him. And DJ was doing the best he could. Middlebrooks was doing the best he could. What I like, and I could see that the game plan by Kevin, Coach Kevin, obviously, we're on a first name basis. I could see what Kevin had tried to say is, hey, he's so high off the ground that ball control is not going to be his forte.
Yeah.
So I need my guards to be turning around and trying to strip the ball from him.
Yes,
as soon as he gets the ball, you take take off of your man and strip it. But see, Purdue had an answer for that. Purdue then would toss it to Udi, and the second our guard would go to flick it, they'd kick it back out, and they'd shoot a 3 and they'd make it. But I am so proud. NC State really did. We created so many turnovers.
They did.
Against Purdue. I want to say that we played them very well.
Very well.
We just, on all those turnovers, in other games, it'll say 10 turnovers and it converted into 20 points.
Yeah.
This one, it was like 30 turnovers converted into like 6.
6 points.
It just, for whatever reason.
Like to the point of like we were missing layups.
The dunks, like the buckets were, it felt like our hoop,
was so
our
small.
basketball hoop was the size of a softball.
Yeah.
It's like theirs seemed like it was the size of a beach ball.
Yes.
And ours felt like it was the size of, and that's just sometimes how
That's how
things
it
happen.
goes. But you know what? It stands to support my theory, which is this. And I'm not a huge NBA girly.
Mm-hmm.
But what I really like of what the NBA does is in the final championship time, they play 7 games.
Yes.
Because those 7 games are going to tell us who really is the best.
Correct. Because
Out of these 2 teams.
Because every team has a bad night.
They might have a bad night.
And some teams have great nights, but it does feel more fair that you can say, hey, it wasn't our night. We'll get them tomorrow.
We'll get them tomorrow. And so you've got more opportunities. It's really fun when it gets to game 7, if it does, because then it's coming down to it and it's like, wow, this was a great matchup. But I mean, for the Super Bowl, they get one shot.
And you can't miss your chance to blow it.
I know it.
There's a chance to blow. The opportunity comes once in a lifetime. You
I
got
thought we were saying, I'm not throwing away my
shot. I'm not throwing away my shots. Yeah, well, NC State, you didn't throw away your shot.
No,
we are
NC
so
State.
impressed. Keep in mind that tweet went out many weeks ago that said we just have to win 11 straight to win it all.
True.
And people laughed at us.
Yes.
And then guess what? We won 9 straight, won the ACC tournament, got to the Final Four in the NCAA as the highest ranked seed to ever do so.
Yes.
And these boys have so much to be proud about. They are stars now.
Yeah.
They are stars. They have NBA teams looking at them that were not looking at them before.
I love that.
They have offers that they were not seeing before. And that's sometimes what you need, right? This could change their lives forever. The trajectory of your life from this 1 9-game winning streak run could change your life forever. And you know what? These boys deserve that to happen to them.
Yes, they do.
I'm so impressed. I am so proud to be a Wolfpack. I know I just jumped on the bandwagon.
That's okay.
I know I just jumped on, and I jumped on at the right time. And see, sometimes my luck is really fantastic.
That's true.
Sometimes it's not, but sometimes it is. Tron, I'm looking at you.
Tron, I am paying attention.
See, what really burned my britches about Tron is that we had VIP that day, right? So here's what we had planned on Monday. VIP with our guide, go to 3 parks. We knew we had Magic Kingdom after hours tickets for that night. So you can buy extra late hours till 1 a.m.
I mean, which is crazy.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So we're like, oh, well, very few people will be riding Tron at midnight. So we'll be able to just do it then. You don't even need a virtual queue. They only sell a certain amount of after hours tickets. So it's like you're basically guaranteed to walk onto rides during after hours. So keep in mind, the final Happily Ever After fireworks show is at 8:45 p.m.
Yeah.
Everyone hightails it out of the parks.
That's it.
Because you can only be an after hours with your wristband. So then it goes down to like 10%.
It's crazy.
Of people in the park.
The videos you were sharing, it was a ghost town.
Empty.
Crazy.
So we're like, oh, this is great. We're going to have 5 hours in the park without the majority of people there. So we'll just walk on to Tron then. And they bill that as like a big thing. That's why you buy an after hours ticket. So during the day when we had VIP, we even discussed, do we run over to Magic Kingdom to ride Tron?
You could have done it.
And we didn't because we had Magic Kingdom after hours tickets. And Tron was down from the moment we walked in that park to the moment we left when I finally dragged Tiffany out of there at 1:45 in the morning. It closed at 1.
What were y'all doing for those 45 minutes? Just meandering around?
Live laughing and loving. Live laughing and loving.
When I saw the timestamp on that, I said, okay.
We were the very last people to walk out. We were the last ferry out of there, and there were 10 people on the ferry. We were truly the last 10 people in that park, maybe the last 3 by the end of it. I was like, We've got to go. And they won't kick you out. The cast members are not allowed to say you really do have to leave.
That's so nice.
Yeah, they just are still standing there waiting for Tiffany to get water, waiting for us to take all the pictures we want. I did a cartwheel down Main Street.
Of course you did.
Yeah, of course.
Do you think there's people that have stayed in these parks overnight? Like have hidden in a bush?
I think that people have absolutely tried. Do I think anyone has been successful? No.
You don't think after all these years that no one's been successful?
Because that's when all the night crews come in and pressure wash and clean and empty every receptacle. And so they're going through all of these things. And also, what are you going to do in there? Like the rides are down. I mean, I would still do it. That would be a thrill for me.
Like if you could find an off the beaten path, like bush to just like stay in for 6 hours
until it opens again.
Until it opens again.
There's got to be cameras everywhere. I don't know.
Yeah, the cameras.
Maybe there's like heat sensors.
I was going to say heat sensors. I bet they have heat sensors.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
I wish, though. I mean, I would love to. There's a really funny guy. Danny is his name, and he does YouTube videos. I'll link it for y'all on our stories. And he did one about please stop trying to have your babies in Disney. And it is one of the funniest. I cry laughing at this video every single time I watch it. It's still funny every time because somewhere along the way, some woman went into labor at Disney World or Land. I can't remember where.
Okay.
And they gave her like they took her to the hospital and everything. She didn't have the baby on property, but they gave her like a little certificate and was just like, oh, this is the first baby born at Disney.
Okay.
Maybe it was like in the parking lot.
Yeah, I mean,
I can't
maybe
remember.
The baby came out of Disney.
Got a little certificate. Well, somehow that became, you get a lifetime pass to Disney if you go into labor and
somebody made that up.
Yes, so somebody made that up.
Oh, Lord.
So then 10 years old. So then they just started, women would go at 38, 39 weeks pregnant and try to have their water break at Disney because they thought that child was going to have a lifetime pass. And this story is so funny. So then he goes into all the other what is it called when they're pretend stories? Urban legends.
Urban legends, yes.
He goes into all the other urban legends that like people bring their family's ashes to put in the Haunted Mansion ride.
Oh.
Like that's apparently a thing. And he's like, please stop spreading your dad's ashes on the Haunted Mansion ride. I don't want his ashes blowing back on me.
No.
Like happened with Beverly Housewives. Merce.
No, with Merce.
It was giving Merce in Spain.
Merce in the purse. I have to ask you about this.
What is it?
Because you like a Krispy Kreme donut.
Oh, love a hot.
Now, I know you're not as much into sweets right now with your shot. However.
But I still had one on St. Patrick's Day, know that.
Oh, good.
A green one.
Good
It's
for
my
you.
tradition with Chelsea.
It is your tradition. So McDonald's is now going to have Krispy Kreme being sold at McDonald's. Have you heard about this?
No, and I have questions.
Okay.
Are they going to be warm? Are they going to be hot and now?
I don't know.
And then I don't want it. I don't want just a regular Krispy Kreme.
You don't want a dry, cold Krispy Kreme.
No, I only want it warm. Now, I will say if you have to buy them that way, 8 seconds in the microwave is the perfect amount.
So what Matt told me this.
Mm-hmm.
So McDonald's is only going to have the regular glazed, a chocolate glazed, and then the
blueberry.
But no, then the chocolate with the cream fill.
No.
And I said, are we all trusting the cream sitting at the McDonald's?
Mm-hmm. There's nothing dairy in it that's going to.
Okay, so there's not dairy in there.
Even if there is, there's so much sugar in it that it's a preservative for the dairy.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Sugar cancels dairy, y'all.
I didn't know that.
Sugar and salt are preservatives. That's why they're in so many things because they basically protect the dairy from spoiling.
Okay.
That's why salted butter just can sit out, even unsalted butter too. Yeah. But that's why it can sit out.
Just sit out on the counter.
It's a preservative.
So these Krispy Kremes can just sit out on the counter all day and not worry about it.
No. The cream, whatever's in that cream filling, let's say it's a buttercream filling, right? So that's butter, powdered sugar, vanilla, almond extract, salt, and then whatever the little bit of thinning agent is, heavy cream, milk, whatever. It's such a small amount that the powdered sugar, all that sugar basically preserves what tiny bit of dairy is in the cream.
Well, podcasts, if any of you run across McDonald's already selling these, I want to know. I want to see.
That's a mashup that typically would delight me, but I really want my Krispy Kremes warm.
Yeah.
I want them hot and now, and I will only pull in there if the hot and now sign is on.
You know what?
Hot and ready.
You know what?
Now.
That does fall under fast, cheap,
And good.
and good.
It does.
A Krispy Kreme donut.
It sure does. And like I said, it can happen. But when we're talking service industry or you're hiring somebody to do something, you cannot be expecting that fast and cheap thing to be good.
That's true.
The fast and good thing's not going to be cheap.
Yeah.
Like you do have to have some realistic expectations, but there are exceptions. Fast food is an exception.
Fast food is an exception.
But that's gone up a lot.
It has gone up a lot. Well, we are able to eat. There's a Mexican place right near us that they do like a little taco lunch special, right?
Okay.
2 like handmade specialty tacos. I'm not just talking regular.
Like a carnita.
Yes. Like we're talking good toppings.
Okay.
Rice and beans and your drink and your chips and salsa for $10.
Wow. That's a great deal
Is that
right
not
now,
such a good
especially.
deal?
Whoa.
So we did this the other day and our bill came and Matt was like, we would spend more than this at a Chick-fil-A.
Easily, yes.
Right?
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
It's crazy.
Even I went to Bruegger's today before I came
Yeah.
here, and I like an everything bagel toasted
Yes.
with a very light schmear of the chive and onion cream cheese. I
that
just
sounds
want
good.
to barely taste it. I
Yeah.
don't. The people who get this much cream cheese,
I do not like that.
it makes me gag.
No.
No.
It's too creamy. It's,
What is happening?
It's sitting on the roof of your
Oh,
mouth.
It's so bad you can't even taste the bagel. All you're doing is taste. I can't.
No,
Okay, I
no.
can't. I can't with that. So I just want a light schmear, and then I want capers,
Ooh.
and then a slice of tomato.
Oh, great.
So essentially, it is a lox sandwich minus the salmon,
Yeah.
minus the like dill,
And the red
minus
onion.
the onion.
Yeah.
And so one Bruegger's at Park Road will charge me like $4 for this bagel,
Okay.
but the one here in
Yeah.
Matthews charged me $7.
Ooh.
I was like, this is the same exact place. I've ordered it the same exact way. And so I'm curious and curiouser.
Yeah.
I think it depends on how it's rung up. I think the one at Park Road charges me for a toasted bagel with light cream cheese and 2 toppings.
Okay. Yes.
I think that the one maybe in Matthews charged me for the salmon bagel, no salmon.
Ugh.
I think that's maybe what happened.
Okay. They need to get that correct then.
And I didn't want to say anything because I was in a hurry.
yes.
I thought I was.
You thought you were, but I was not on time.
No, that's okay. I ask for a lot of grace.
Yes.
I give a lot of grace.
Yes, you do.
So I was just like, whatever. I still tipped him too. You know,
Of
what are you
course,
gonna do?
Of course.
He was very nice. He was very
I'm
nice.
sober curious. You're bagel curious. That's where we're at. But I do have a McDonald's story I just remembered.
Okay.
You guy and Matt, you knew this was coming because I took a picture of you when this happened for receipts.
Okay. Oh, like me and the Porta-John. Yeah. I was like, people are gonna have to see this toilet paper.
On the way back from our spring break at the beach, I'm typically at this point in my life not a fast food girly simply because I'm trying to eat better, the menopause, all the things, right? So I'm not eating a lot of fast food, but there are times where it is the only option.
It is.
Right? It
Yeah.
just
You're on a
sometimes
road
is.
trip. You're on spring break. Whatever.
That's it. So we're on our way home. We're just trying to eat so we can get back. We find a McDonald's. Great. So I'm starving. I haven't eaten all day.
Mm-hmm.
And in my mind, I think I'm just going to I don't want to get the 2-burger meal because that's so much bread.
It's so much bread.
Even the Big Mac has an extra slice of bread in it.
Yeah.
So I just say I'm going to get a double cheeseburger.
That's right. Up the protein.
Up the protein.
It's more it's more protein.
More fat. It's going to be more fat.
Fat's fat's not the enemy though.
Yeah, yeah.
Fat is not the enemy.
But it's like I want to feel full.
Yeah.
So Matt's at the thing, starting to talk to the woman through the intercom. He's ordering for the kids. He says, he looks at me, and I say, okay, I'll take the number 3. Whatever the double quarter pounder, whatever that is. I say what it is, and he like glances at the menu to see, and then he just stops and he looks back at me, mouth agape. I know. And he was like,
what is about to come out of his mouth? Because I know I'm going to be mad.
well, he just looked at me.
What?
Like-
with a judgmental.
with a are you sure you want to order that? And I said what I said.
I said what I said.
Get me the number 3.
Oh, whoa.
And so
What was he trying to insinuate?
I guess that I'm a fatty.
Old and fat.
Old and fat.
He said, as you're nearing 40, you want to order that?
So he says out loud, are you sure that's what you want? Like literally the intercom girl can hear this. So I said what I said. get me what I want. So he
Matt
orders.
Timmerman.
I know. We start to go around, and then he's backpedaling.
Yep.
Here we go.
I've watched this.
The shock at first of my wife's getting a double quarter pounder, and he's like, "That's half a pound of beef. You've never ordered that before. We've been married for 15 years. I've never seen you order that before. I'm just saying. On and on and on. And
You're like, doth who protests too much.
I was
Zip it.
pissed, and he was backpedaling. And I said, I'm going to write this down.
How'd the rest of that car ride go? Cold?
Not well. Not well. So here's my note.
What does it say?
I said, my McDonald's order. Matt was rude and mean. He says he was aghast at my decision. Time to tell the truth. Now he's shouting fake news at me.
He does love to say that.
So fake news. He was like, whatever you share on this podcast is going to be fake news about this experience. But my children in the backseat were giggling, and they watched the whole thing go down.
They know.
Eventually, he did have to go into the McDonald's, and they still had their Christmas tree up.
So y'all had a long time to sit in that drive-thru is what that's telling me. If no one has time to take down the Christmas tree, then no one has any hustle in their setup to get you your order.
No, there was no hustle. But I will say I began to eat it, and about halfway through, I thought, I'm pretty full.
But did you finish it just to prove a point?
I took half of one meat patty off. So I had a patty and a half.
A patty and a half. So you only had a quarter pounder plus a half, which is 1/8. That's very hard. It doesn't make any sense.
It's hard.
You should have just eaten it. I would have been the girl in Bridesmaids, Kristin Wiig. No, I'm actually starving still. And she takes the Jordan almond. She's like,
she pushes it in her. She's sweating.
She's just pouring sweat.
That is me with the meat sweats. That is for sure was where I was at. But I was trying to prove a point. But
I understand that. And sometimes you have to prove a point. Sometimes you just do. Also, you are tiny. Like, what the hell is he looking back at you for anyway?
I think
just give me the double quarter pounder. Because you never know someone, like, for example, my mom would love to order something like that because she's not going to eat the bun. And so she's like low carb a lot of the time. So she wants as much of that because without the carb, you aren't going to get full. So you need half a pound of beef and 2 slices of cheese and all the accoutrement.
You do.
To just feel like you ate anything at all because without that bread, you just don't get that satisfaction.
You don't get puffed up like a pigeon.
Okay, not speaking of puffed up like a pigeon, but I was going to end on satisfaction because you said satisfaction.
Yes.
Okay, so and I didn't know this story until just the other day.
Oh.
But going back to Disney and Joshua and Lily.
Okay.
So while they're there, Lily is now doing all the things we've learned on all these YouTube channels that we've been watching. Shout out to allearsnet.com. You know who you are. So, you know, you stack it. You get Genie Plus. You stack the lightning lanes. You use them. You get to book more. And so she's doing all this. They have the goal to go to 4 parks. They know which one they're going to start with. Now, I'm also monitoring the app with them from Charleston.
Oh, that's fun.
I am monitoring. Did you get in the virtual queue? Have you done this? Have you done this? The wait time is here. You need to hit up Pandora really quickly.
That's so helpful to have someone like...
Lily's like, please stop micromanaging me. I have watched all the same videos with you, and I'm going to do a fantastic job. I'm going to represent us well, Mom.
Yes.
Like, it's all good. She's like, you do this in 2 days when you get there.
Yes.
I got it right now. Okay. So they have the most epic day ever. Everything works out for them. Everything's running smoothly. They get to all the parks. They actually left Magic Kingdom before it even closed because they did everything that they wanted to.
Dang. Okay, good.
And so they go back to the hotel. They call me. We talk. They go to sleep. And then they leave the next day. But Joshua calls me the next day, and he's like, just reminiscing about it and how awesome it was. And maybe they were already home because I know Lily wasn't in earshot, but he said at one point, Lily specifically said, I now know what Mom goes through. I now know how hard she works to manage these things on vacation.
Yes.
Because Lily had to kind of play that role, the role that I usually am. Okay, we're going to do this, just toddle along. I've woken up at midnight to book the Genie. I've woken up at 7 to book the lightning lanes. I've made sure that all of our magic bands are charged and blah, blah, blah. And like the mom is doing all of that.
Yes.
And so, and then when I'm in the park, when I could be looking up, trying to look around and enjoy
You're on your
things,
phone.
I'm on my phone booking that next thing. And I will. That's my bone to pick with Disney is the old Fast Pass experience is you got 3 and you walked up and you scanned it and that's it. And now you have to look at your phone so much of the time that you're really missing some things.
Yeah,
and
agree.
it was really sweet for him to relay that to me because she
So
could have told
nice.
me that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
she hadn't yet. But
the
for
fact
him,
that she said it to him.
said it to him,
Yeah.
like now
get
I
it.
know what mom does for us. Like this is a lot of work and it's a lot of coordinating and thinking ahead and planning. And so when I talked to her about it yesterday, I was just like, that was really sweet of you to say. And she's just like, Mom, I have a whole new appreciation for you.
Yeah.
It was very sweet.
Gosh, I love having the self-awareness to
Yes.
see that, to have the perspective. And I would say that applies to you for all the things like the road trips y'all do.
Yeah.
That is a lot of coordinating. How many miles to this?
Mm.
Will there be a place we can stop? Where are we going to stay? Do we have a spot that we're going to do the tent? Like, it's a lot.
Oh, we need to, okay, the sun is going to set at 8:32 in Idaho. If we want to get to Shoshone Falls, we can't make any more stops along the way so that we get there before it's sundown because that national park will close at 9 and they're very strict about it. And blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
Like, it is, there's a lot. And I know,
until you have to do that,
you don't know.
just don't know. So, Matt, thanks, babe, for all your coordinating.
So even though you do all the coordinating, please never comment on me ordering a number 3 again. Thank you.
Even though I just dragged you for the burger story. And thankful for all your trip planning.
It is nice. And I got to do that with the first time we ever went to Disney. My sister-in-law brought us and she is a pro.
Yes.
And we just get to toddle behind her.
Yes.
Literally. I just follow. And it's amazing.
Isn't that
and
nice?
so, but now I've been that person.
Yes.
And then I was saying to Tiffany, it's so nice to come with her
Mm-hmm.
because she's done all this. She's booked the place and she just books the VIP and she just invites and she just is generous and
So nice.
and spoils people rotten.
Mm.
And it's a beautiful thing. And so then I just get to toddle behind Tiffany. Okay, or my VIP guide. Tell me where to go, Austin. Okay, Zaddy Austin. Zaddy Disney VIP.
It's shocking to me that you have become a Disney adult.
I know, it's shocking.
She is a full-blown Disney adult, you guys. Like, this is, and I
am.
remember the day
I know.
when you were just like, who are these people?
Why
are they this way?
I judged and I judged.
You judged.
And I judged. And I didn't understand until I went there. But I'm telling you, the very first time, within seconds of stepping out of that car and watching my girls run up to their Aunt Jamie and her put the crowns that she had gotten for them on their head and them to curtsy, I said, this is it. I get it.
I get it now.
If there's something magical. I don't know if they're piping the LSD through all the parks. And it makes you forget about the money you're spending. But honestly, just forget about it. I can teach y'all. And maybe that's on our next episode. I will give you my best frugal Disney advice.
Because you were telling somebody last night that you're able to do it on a strict budget.
On a shoestring budget,
Yes.
all things considered when it comes to Disney, I know the amount that people are spending, the average amount that people are spending. And we aren't spending anywhere close. Not us Millers.
Yeah.
But I do get it. And if you go to Disney and you don't get the magic, you are not looking around.
Yeah, you got to look around.
You're not looking around.
Every little detail has been thought of. The foods that you get to eat and it's just.
There is something, and that will be the next episode, but I will just tease you with the fact that I cry. So obviously I cry all the time. I get that. But at Disney, it's another level because the things you get to witness, you bear witness to the most beautiful parts of humanity because this is where kids come for their final wishes sometimes.
Yes.
If you can't find the magic in a Make-A-Wish child walking next to you in a park, you're not looking closely enough. You're not paying attention.
Yeah, pay attention.
If your heart is not breaking open multiple times a day in Disney, then I just don't think you're looking around enough because it's there.
Yeah.
And that magic, you get to connect to your inner child who maybe never got to feel that. You get to watch it through the eyes of your children who you're like, I'm giving this experience that I never had.
Yeah.
You're looking at kids who are dressed in Make-A-Wish gear, who are dealing with a potential terminal illness, and this might be the last thing that they do as a family. Like, you are seeing all of this. And then it's just the joy.
Yes.
It's just the joy and the fun and everything. And I get it. It's crowded and it's expensive. And there is a lot that you have to deal with on the app and blah, blah, blah. But that the magic is so much bigger and more than that. That, like anything, you have to have some bad to get all the beautiful good.
Yes.
And that's what Disney is for me. And I saw it and I bought in hook, line, and sinker. And now I'm a Disney adult. And I might get a Disney tattoo.
No.
I really might.
No.
I sure might.
Oh, Lord.
To be continued.